You're being overpushed into the women's world title picture. Does Becky deserve the women's world championship right now? Does she deserve that? Let's head into there. I will give my reasons why I believe that she should not be in there right now. Let's see what's going on. What is leading up to this right now? Why is Becky Lynch? Should she deserve this title or not right now? So we are into the bonus round. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. Let's see. Oh, boy. Let's see. Now, Becky Lynch, we know she has won the right to face Rhea at WrestleMania 40. But the thing about it is, does she deserve the title right now? And I know some people are going to say yes, some say no, but we have to go over it. I mean, I would say for some reasons she may deserve it. And then some reason I would say no, because we have to keep things in mind. She is the man now, and she's Becky Lynch. Now, we know she hasn't had a world title in over 2 years now. She stayed there a few weeks ago. Thing about it is, we got Becky versus Rhea. We know that's coming up. We know that's the the whole thing. But I would say, is this a good move to have her win the world title right now? This is a good move. Politically, yes. Politically, it's a good way. It's a good reason to have Becky win the women's world title right now. Politically, yes. She's perfect right now for winning the world title right now, the women's world title right now. We had, Becky and Rhea's been teased for quite some time now. It's not been a secret. We've seen them go face to face. We've seen them have a little segment back and forth. So we know that at some point that it was going to be Rhea versus Becky for the women's world title. As I said before, Rhea has no great challengers, not a good legit challenger to challenge her for the women's world title. It's good politically. Now, the reason I said it because we know Becky Lynch has the book coming out. The book of Not Your Average Girl, the Man. We know that Becky Lynch is a seller. She's a merchandise seller. She was number one seller at one point. We know that Becky Lynch, is she's a ticket seller. She puts butts in seats, whether you like Becky or not. She is a marketable name. She is the top woman in the whole division when it comes to political, when it comes to, being franchised, when it comes to selling out arenas. Becky, people pay to come see her, whether they root for her or whether they boo her. They're going to come check out Becky, whether she's a champ or not. She said it that she don't need the belt. The belt needs her. She told Rhea that a while back. And when I heard her say this segment, this was back in a Raw back in June, right before the Money in the Bank event, which was July of last year. That let me know that she was going to challenge Rhea at some point, and it would be a WrestleMania for the Women's World Championship.
See, I don't need that title. That title needs me.
And she said that to Rhea, and it made more sense. And she came for it. She shows signs. This is not a surprise. It's not a shocker. That's what's going down. So Becky's gonna. It's help. With her winning the title, it's going to help her promote her new book. It's going to help her book signings. Imagine, she's at a book signing with this brand new book coming out this month. And she's going to have the women's world title next to her. She's marketable, not just with the book, on Raw, IPLEs, everywhere. Ratings will shoot up with her as champion. In the women's division, she's up there. Like I said, she was the number one t-shirt seller at one point. Outselling John Cena, all the men. With the man shirt, the famous, the black and white, the man shirt. So let's not forget about that. She is going to be a good political move. Now, me personally, That's political wise. Politically. Thing about it is, like I said, Becky versus Rhea been teased for quite some time. And because it's been teased for quite some time, it was a matter of time that's going to face each other. Now, who would think that, that Rhea will face her at WrestleMania? We knew if it went on WrestleMania, it was going to be at a big stage. We knew at some given point that it would happen. I'm not surprised at all. I'm not surprised, and I don't think the fans are surprised either. Some fans are even rooting for Becky to win. They want her to win the Women's World title. They want her to get that championship and to get it off of Rhea. Because let's be honest, Rhea is the women's champion. She is Mami. Mami's always on top. But same token, it's going to be time for Mami to lose the belt. She's going to lose it to Becky. Or we could get hit with a swerve and she don't defeat Rhea. Maybe Liv Morgan interferes or whatever. But this been teased long enough. And I think that's the reason why she's going to lose against. She more likely is going to lose against Becky for the world title. There's no other way around it. Now, with that being said, personally, I don't want Becky to win because she didn't really do nothing spectacular to even win this title. Now, I get it with Becky. She did win the right to face Rhea at WrestleMania with winning the Elimination Chamber match. I get that. I get that she won the right. I get that she won a qualifying match even to get in the chamber. I even get that she beat out other 5 female superstars with the likes of Tiffany Stratton, Bianca Belair, Raquel Rodriguez, Liv Morgan, and also Naomi. She beat all 5 of those women to face the right to face Rhea for the Women's World title. But during that match, and I said this before, during the Elimination Chamber match for the women's, which also opened up the show, everybody, and I mean everybody in that match, put their all in. They've had a great performance. They all put their might, they put their ability, athleticism, moves, everything, except for Becky. Becky, 0 performance. She didn't do nothing spectacular. All Becky did was to disarm her inside the Elimination Chamber pod cage. That's all she did. She didn't do nothing spectacular. There was no moveset. There was no certain spot for Becky to win. She literally, when Liv Morgan, got her win, it came down to her and Liv. She picked up Liv through the manhandle slam. 1, 2, 3. Becky Lynch is going to WrestleMania to face Rhea. That's all it came down to. And Becky did little to no effort. And that's what I mean by, that's how I knew this was a political move to put Becky Lynch in a position to face Rhea for the Women's World title at WrestleMania 40. With that 0 performance she had at the Elimination Chamber, I knew that's the reason why. Because you can't miss the signs. You can't. And Becky's been showing it for quite some time. You cannot ignore it. It's been saying that the whole time of why Becky won the title shot opportunity. So that's the thing why I say personally, no, I don't think it's a great move. I don't think it's a great move at all. Personally, no way. If anything, I'm glad that they originally had, Jade Cargill. She was supposed to be in a match, but they pulled her out, I think, due to a leak. And I think that was a good move by WWE to do that. Yes, they took her out. Yes. I'm glad she was taken out. But I will say, despite not only they took Jade out, they pulled her out early, I don't think Becky's the one that should, storyline-wise, personally for storyline, I don't think she's the proper person to beat Rhea because there's no real deep history between Rhea and Becky. It's starting up now. If anything, if anyone's well deserving, I can see that's a good one to beat, Rhea Ripley for that championship. I would say is Liv Morgan. And the reason I say that because Liv Morgan was out for months. And storyline wise, it was Rhea that put her on the shelf. And Liv just came back. She's actually got better in the ring. And also she has legit reason to come after Rhea in her title. You took me out, you put me on the shelf. I could come back. She was also in the Elimination Chamber match, runner-up, Royal Rumble, that Bayley won, runner-up. So it's showing that Liv is close. She is the if you want to be honest, if I could be brutally honest with that, we have Becky, number one contender, but I would say that Liv Morgan is the Iron Woman to win the women's title, not Becky. Becky's just a political choice. So I would say definitely put Liv Morgan in that position. I don't know when Liv is going to win that title. It could be if Becky don't defeat Rhea at WrestleMania, which I kind of doubt happening, or it's somehow, if Becky does beat Rhea, then Becky could be challenged by Liv Morgan for the one-on-one match because they're already teasing a feud between Liv Morgan and Becky Lynch. They're already teasing that right now. This is the second week in a row they had an interaction. Last week, Liv came at Becky for interfering in her match. This week, Becky interferes in Liv match, and then they have a little back and forth. And now next week, they're going to have a one-on-one match on Monday Night Raw for the episode of March 11th. So I would say that Becky Lynch, personally, no, she's not winning, but I know she's going to win the Women's World title. The only thing is, another reason personally, this is my opinion. You guys let me know what you think in the chat and playback. When Becky, who's been a five-time champion now, six-time champion, whatever the case may be, doing all her world title runs, whether it's the women's world title or the WWE women's title, she's a boring champion. Becky's a boring champion. I mean, she's kind of like her husband, Seth Rollins. She's not an entertaining champion. I never see many great 5-star match of the year type of matches during her title runs. I never seen any very good placeable feuds, any memorable feuds. I never seen any of that during any of Becky Lynch's championship runs, as long as she has held the women's world title or the WWE women's title. It does not matter what title it was. She is not a great, entertaining, fun champion I would love to see. I don't see that with Becky Lynch. I never saw that with Becky Lynch. Whether she's a babyface or a heel as well, it doesn't even matter. She is a born champion nonetheless. And I don't want to see that again for the 1,000th time when she wins the women's world title at WrestleMania when she defeats Rhea. I don't want to see that. And I think it's going to be pretty boring to see that belt on her again. And if they are going to do that, which is what I believe they're going to do, at least for the sake of argument, for the sake of the WWE Universe, at least don't give her a super drawn-out title run. And I think that's exactly what they're going to do. That's what I believe they're going to do. I don't get it, but that's how it is when you play politics in the WWE or AEW or TNA, whatever the case may be. It does not matter. I just don't see her being an entertaining champion. I do not see that with Becky. I've never saw that with Becky, and I may not see that now. You could do a character all you want, especially doing that boring Big Time Beck's character. That was the worst character I ever seen out of Becky. I dealt with the man. We dealt with the last kicker. But that Big Time Bex, when she's wearing those stupid, dumb sunglasses, that was the worst boring character I've ever seen. I'm even getting flashbacks of how boring it was back then when she was in that character and also holding a women's championship. So I don't want to see that again. And I believe that's the route that WWE is going to go with that. If she does, or should I say, when she does defeat Rhea for the women's world title, I don't want to see that again. I just don't. I mean, I just don't want to see that. You know, it's just not gonna. It's not gonna do nothing for me with that championship unless it's a short run, maybe 2-3 months, no more than 6 months. Don't give it a belt for a year and a half. Give it a belt no more than 6 months. That's my. If WWE could do that, that would be great. And also too, I would like to see Becky do this. If she is going to hold the title, if she's going to be the women's world champion at least for the next 6 months, if she's going to be champ for a while, during her feuds, whoever challenges her for the women's world championship, can we please see her elevate another superstar during her run? Can we see that for once? Elevate Liv Morgan, elevate Raquel Rodriguez, elevate even Nia Jax some more. Anybody. Don't bury them, Becky. Because I'm still getting flashbacks. I still think about it. She defeated, I think, back a few years ago. I think she won the title from Bianca Belair. I think it was 20 seconds? Do you know how much that buried Bianca Belair? Do you know how much that hurt her character when she won that title in 20 seconds? She buried her. And I don't want to see nothing like that ever again. Like I said, just elevate another superstar doing her progress. She needs to be elevated properly. Make a star look good with that belt. Make them believe that they could at least somewhat beat you for the belt. Like they are a serious, legit threat to your championship run. Not just bury them, not just make them look boring or of anything for that matter. Don't give it a boring feud. Now, I know it's not all on Becky Lynch's part. We can stay creative. We can say the other character that she's facing off against, but she's champion. At least push it up. And I know Becky can do that. She's elevated people before. I haven't seen much during her title run, but I've seen her elevate people. She did a good job elevating Zoe Stark. She did a good job elevating Lyra Valkyria when she lost the NXT Women's title to her. So I know Becky has it in her to elevate another superstar. I want to see that again now when she wins this Women's World title at WrestleMania 40. I would love to see that happen, at least for that sake. And I think it would be great if it goes down like that, because we need to see that. Because I have not seen Becky Lynch do that enough. So like I said, I think that would be the key to have her world championship run be more a success run, not a boring run, not a lackluster run. Make it good. Just make it a good run, But like I said, only time will tell what happened with Becky Lynch with this character, how she's deserving of this belt. But I will say too, the reason I say she's overpushed as well, because we have a stacked women's roster. We have a lot of women in it. And I would say because we have a stacked roster, I think that at this point, Becky Lynch is being overpushed. We have a lot of women on the roster. Now, I mentioned some already. I mentioned Liv Morgan. I mentioned Raquel Rodriguez. I mentioned Nia Jax. We have other great competitors. We have Ivy now, who's wrestling good. We have Candice LeRae that's solid. We have plenty other ones. We have plenty of women's in the division, not just singles, but tag team. So she's really going overboard, getting the headline of all those people. We got to keep that, in there. But I will say this: I think one thing will make it interesting. I will make it interesting. I will say this: if some way WWE is going to do this, this would be great. It may happen. I will say if with the whole thing going on with Liv Morgan right now, this is the second week, like I said, they interacted with each other. What if, what if we had a triple threat match at WrestleMania 40 of Rhea Ripley, champion, Becky Lynch, challenger, and another challenger, Liv? What if Liv Morgan is inserted into the match at WrestleMania 40? Even if Becky wins, let's say Becky still wins, at least it'll make it more interesting, and at least it'll give a chance for Liv to be pushed in the main event again, and also show that she's going to potentially win the Women's World title at some given point. It don't have to be at WrestleMania 40. I personally would love to be at WrestleMania 40. Why it can't be at that point? That would be a great scenario. You guys in the live chat and comment section, let me know, is that a great scenario? Because I would love to see that. I just think Rhea and Becky's going to be drawn out and boring and so predictable. Let's get a triple threat at that. Let's get 3 women in the women's title picture. I think that would be great. I don't think we had a women's triple threat at WrestleMania for a women's world title. I think we had for NXT women's title, but not for the WWE women's or WWE women's world championship. I haven't seen that yet. I have not seen that yet. See, Gilbreth says to take my money. That would be a great scenario. I think that would be a better match. If we're going to elevate Becky, we're going to make her the champion, put her in the top of the women's division again. At least make the story more interesting. At least don't make it boring and drawn out. Because we knew at Elimination Chamber that Becky was going to win it. I think 99% of people saw that match going in. Okay, we got Becky in the Elimination Chamber match. Okay, Becky's winning this match. It's so predictable. It's just so concrete that she was going to win, and that's exactly what happened. She won an Elimination Chamber for the right to face Rhea at WrestleMania. But if we add Liv to it, and Liv could stay her case, let's say next week on Monday Night Raw, this is a scenario. Becky's facing Liv Morgan, right? Okay, they face each other one-on-one. Nia interferes again, or Rhea interferes. It could be Rhea interfering in the match, and it ends disqualification. Becky and Liv going at it, and then Liv could go to Adam Pearce saying, "Hey, I had a score to settle with Nia Jax. Becky interferes in that, and I interfered in her match. We have a one-on-one match, and it's interference. And day 2, I got a score to settle with Rhea. She took me out. She put me on the shelf, and I want to be the Women's World Championship. I came close at Royal Rumble. I came close in Elimination Chamber, and I did not win. And now I'm having a feud with Becky, and we keep getting outside interference every time. What if Liv tell Adam Pearce, I want to be added into that women's match at WrestleMania 40? Because she could stay her case, and she has a very good argument of why she should be inserted into that match, making it, instead of a one-on-one match with Rhea and Becky, it becomes a triple threat, adding Liv Morgan to the match. That would be a great scenario, and it'll make it much more interesting. We know that WrestleMania 40 is on fire. We know it, but let's make it even much, much hotter by adding her to that match. Because Liv has been very impressive in the ring. I'm impressed by the way she's been going. Liv can go. She's definitely got better. She was a little lackluster at first, especially during her run as women's champion, but she's improved since she's been back. And I'm just saying, that would be a great scenario. Add her to the match. Add her to the match. I think that would be great to see. Will it be a good scenario of that? Because we know that Liv is going to stay in Becky's way. We only got a month into WrestleMania. If Liv inserted in Becky's way right now, you think even if she somehow defeats Liv next week on Raw, despite an interference possibly, that it's over? No, it's not over. It's just beginning. Liv Morgan's the wild card. If she can't face Becky one-on-one later, or at least right away after Becky wins, have her added to the title match, make it a triple threat. WWE needs to book that. Book that, WWE. That would be a great way to put not just Becky challenging, but Liv challenging. And she has a good reason to challenge for that Women's World Championship. You can't tell me she don't have a legit reason, because I believe she does. And I think that make the match so much better on paper and so much better in reality. It'll make the match so much better. We need to see that. I'm not a big fan of the Rhea Becky thing. I'm not a fan of that match. We need a triple threat match, and I think that'd be perfect to do it that way, in that shape and form. That's my opinion on that whole thing. I believe that it will make things so much better as a whole. I don't see why WWE can't do that. You got no problem insert Liv this late in the game, head to WrestleMania. If you weren't going to have a part of it, you should never have an interaction with Becky at all. Or maybe she just a filler to feud with Becky up until WrestleMania 40. It doesn't matter. Put her in that match. That's the bottom line. We need that right now. And like I said, let's pause it real quick. I want her in the match. I want her so much in a match that I'm willing to do it Stone Cold style.
And that's all I got to say about that. And that's all I got to say.
And not only that's all I got to say about that match regarding that, I'll be willing to give it a hell yeah.
I said, give me a hell yeah.
So yes, we need her in that match sooner than later. We need her in the match, man. It will make things so much more interesting. But other than that, I don't have much other regarding that. This is all I have regarding the whole thing with Becky Lynch. Like I said, it's great. It's going to be a great WrestleMania regardless of that. And like I said, this is all I have regarding Becky Lynch. Her whole, is she being overpushed into the Women's World title picture? Does Becky deserve the Women's World Championship? That's all I have regarding that. You guys in the comment section and you guys in the live chat right now, let me know, what do you think of that? Should Becky deserve the Women's World Championship on the biggest stage, WrestleMania 40, against Rhea Ripley for the one-on-one match, or should it be a triple threat or someone else should be inserted instead of Becky? Soon, 2 videos will pop up. The videos that will pop up will be the biggest tag team match of all time. The next video will be men's world title matches preview. Thank you all for coming out, checking out Monday Night Raw. In the bonus round, we had 962 subs. We had the road to 1,000. Until then, it is OUT.